No, this is not another video where I complain about the fact that the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, or really any Pixel device, link to this case in the description down below because I know people are going to ask, where I complain that it does not have floating windows. Instead, this is a video where I'm going to sort of try and change the perspective just a little bit. Yes, it does not have floating windows in the same way that OnePlus and Samsung has, but what Android does have are picture-in-picture windows, and in this video, I'm going to try to explain to you where those PIP windows are best utilized and how to get the most out of them, and basically just make you aware that they're there. So just for context, this is the OnePlus Open, and what I'm going to show you is the fact that I can open up an application like Wise, and I can swipe up, and you can see they're released to open in a floating window, and there it is. I can actually kind of resize it. I can move it around. I can do all sorts of fun things with it. I can swipe up, and I think that will send it away. It's a very, very flexible tool, and it works with pretty much every single application. Samsung has it working, I think, literally on every application, but unfortunately, Pixel devices, we don't have this. But I find that in life, it's important to take a look at the bright side. Look at the cup being half full rather than half empty. What do we have? And we have picture-in-picture in a lot of different places, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. So for this first example, I am inside my Chrome browser, and I've actually gone to the Sling TV website where I am streaming some local television over my Air TV box. Now that is not super duper important. The bigger thing to just keep in mind is this works with basically, as far as I'm aware, any video that you're actually playing inside your Chrome browser. All you have to do is go full screen on that video, like I just did there, and then swipe up to go home. And Chrome will continue playing that video inside this handy little floating window. You can pinch to zoom, you can move it around, you can put this thing wherever you want it, whatever size you want it to be. And when you're done, you're just going to drag it down here to that little X, and it'll be gone. If you tap on that video, you're going to have a few different options, like the ability to full screen it again. That's just going to bring it back into that full focus. You can also hit that pause button. You can skip around. There's also a little settings gear that will allow you to turn off picture-in-picture if you don't want that to be there. But what's really cool about this is it allows you to do multiple things at once. So here is Threads open with this video playing. Let's go ahead and jump into split screen. So now I have the Play Store and Threads, and this video is still playing. So through this mechanism, we do now have three things happening. Now that exact same feature is present inside a lot of applications. So rather than using the Sling website, I've jumped over to the Sling application. We're going to jump into my guide, and if we start a video, a channel playing, and I go home once this begins playing, you'll see that the exact same thing happens, and it is very, very similar to this. I don't have the same controls down there at the bottom in this instance, but it's the exact same experience, and this is something that you're going to have in many different applications. I think my favorite one is going to be YouTube. If we have this video here playing and I go home, there's my floating window, but we do have some additional options here. So not only do we have the gear, the full screen, if you have YouTube Premium, you have this little headphone icon. And what that actually does is it makes it so that it closes the picture-in-picture, the pop-up window, but the audio continues playing. So if I look at my notifications, you'll see that it's still playing, but it's playing in the background. Now, like I said, you do need YouTube Premium to have background play. If you don't have background play, that icon won't be there. All you'll be able to do is just close the video outright. I should point out that in YouTube, if you're not seeing this feature be a thing, what you need to do is jump into your settings. Let's actually do this way so you can actually see my cursor. Go into your settings and come down here to, we're looking for playback, and you have picture-in-picture. Make sure that's turned on or you're not going to see this feature. And then for other applications like Chrome, if you long press on them and go into App Info and you scroll down, you will see a specific permission here for picture-in-picture. So again, make sure it's enabled. So there is one more thing that's very similar to this that is inside Google Messages, and I think the Facebook Messenger does something similar to this as well. If you select one of your messages and click on the three dots in the top right, let's go into Details. We're now looking for Notifications, and we are looking for Bubble This Conversation. If you turn this on, what's going to happen is whenever you get a text message from this person, you're going to have this little floating bubble. And you can see that popping up right there. So what this is going to do, you can sort of move this around, put this wherever you want it to be. But if you click on it, it's going to open up in this sort of floating window your text message chain with this individual. You tap somewhere else and it goes away. And again, this can be done with one app open, two apps open. Heck, you can have two apps open and that picture-in-picture window. So now you kind of have four things going. So guys, it's definitely not as good as this universal floating window where you can fully access the entire application like you have on other devices. But in a pinch, a lot of the time this ends up being just about as good for me because more often than not, that floating window is just media anyway. So we do have at least something there to have that third application running. I definitely wish it was all applications, but something is better than nothing. If I left out an interesting or useful tip, please drop that into the comments down below, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.